Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1. Last time we entered the Sunken Shrine, and this time hopefully we'll be able to get a lot further in it. Now, last time I entered floor 5 and got really confused. I looked up a map, and also there are mermaids, that's a good observation. But I also looked up a map, and I guess I was actually right about my assumption. There is actually screen wrapping, so that is actually how we get over to the right side of the area. So we just wrap screens. So we're actually on the right side. Diamond Helm. And this is actually a key item, the Rosetta Stone. Fanfare. And the Diamond Gloves. So with those collected, we can actually mostly proceed. But actually, I feel like collecting all the other treasures while we're here, because getting to floor 5 is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Again, I started from the beginning of this floor to make it easier on myself to actually navigate this place, and also just to have a better reference of how I'm actually proceeding through this area. The mermaids have all sorts of different dialogue, including mentioning that one of them went up to the surface to seek help, which obviously was the one that recruited us for this task. So I just like how there is that little nod to the fact that one did go to the surface. But other than that, another fun fact about floor 10, what am I saying, floor 5, is that it's unique in that there are no random encounters. Rather delightful, to be honest. Ooh, evasion up, that's cool. So yeah, we're really outfitted now. Mythril has the same, except no Thundara, so no thanks. No Thundara, no thanks. Okay. So with all that stuff equipped, I guess the best course of action now, as strange as it sounds, is to exit the dungeon. You may be wondering, why are we exiting the dungeon? Well, if you recall, the next stop was actually the third floor. So it's actually based on random battle rates and everything. It's actually just about as fast to just go back, heal up, and then return to the dungeon rather than actually trek through floors 4 and 3 all the way back to where we need to be. That was a totally unintentional rhyme, by the way. Okay, so now that that's all taken care of, all the healing, we can actually go back to the Sunken Shrine. And one problem I have with this area is every time you go to the Sunken Shrine, you have to watch this. I'm not kidding. You have to watch this literally every time, and it's kind of frustrating, actually. Kind of annoying, to be honest. Like, why do I have to see this constantly? I don't know. At least it's not too long, I suppose. In any case, I actually did miss a treasure on this floor, but it's just Gil, so not really concerned about that. These guys are quite in large numbers. Also, if you're wondering, most aquatic enemies, a la Pokemon, are indeed weak to electricity, so if you have Thundaga, use it. Also, make sure to have some ethers on hand. Ethers are found in some store in the world, I don't know where, but they restore MP. Make sure to have at least some MP healing items for this dungeon, because you'll be using a lot of MP, based on how much cred there is down here. Tried to run, couldn't. And I actually missed. I like how in this game all the different weapons have actually have different sprites. It's a nice touch, even though they serve the same purpose, essentially. Actually managed to run. I'm a little bit surprised, actually, based on how terrible the first attempt at running was. This is another level like, what am I saying? This is another one like, the, whatchamacallit place, Brain, please, Mount Gulg, where you actually have to sort of go back and forth, up and down between several different floors. So we're actually on floor 2, but we actually have to go to floor 3 again. there's another entrance to floor 3 from here that we actually have to use and then go back down to floor 2 to get to the actual heart of floor 2. In this part of floor 2, there are actually no treasures, quite unusually. So this should fry them pretty sufficiently. I almost said succinctly, but I guess that works too. It should be up here, yes. Then this takes us to floor 4 of all places. And there's nothing actually in here. And we have a battle, so double whammy. I have actually not taught any of the other characters magic yet, because like 8 MP, what are you gonna do with 8 MP? Like seriously, that's not gonna help for much. You can cast like Cure twice. Not even twice actually, because it takes I think 5. So yeah, there's no real point right now to teach the ninja and knight any magic just because they really can't learn much. Anyway, this will take us to floor 3. To actually proceed, what we have to do is go around this way. Luckily for us, it's a pretty linear path from here on out. Down here is the next staircase, so this takes us to a battle, apparently. Remember what I was saying about make sure to have healing MP items? And this is why, because not only are regular enemies effective, but the boss is also effective. So if you really want to make the most of this dungeon, you kind of want to make sure to have ethers. I think ethers are used as like a what's the word? A sedative medicine? I'm actually not sure what an ether is, but it is a medical term. And why it restores MP, no one knows. Like, it's one item that really does not make sense within the universe. Like, I've heard the point that Phoenix Down, you know, Phoenix rises from the ashes and all that. So Phoenix Down as a name actually makes a ton of sense. Stuff like Ether makes absolutely no sense. So yeah. We're actually gonna get the treasure here just because, well, we're here. Also, another viable strat I should show off is if you ever feel like you're kind of getting low on MP or you're getting really beat up, this is actually an effective strategy. If you run, cool. If you don't run, cool also, because you'll destroy them all. So, just a little personal preference kind of thing. If you personally don't want to actually fight, but you're afraid of taking a lot of damage. Or if you're concerned about time, this is about as fast as just doing it the normal way, because this will one-shot everything. So from here, where are we? Okay, we're there, so we actually have to go up here and then down. Yes, we are gonna go for the treasure, because why the heck not, actually? To put it bluntly. I'm very careful about where I'm stepping, because there are a couple encounters in here, so yeah, it is intentional, my movement in that area. So just wanting to make note of that. I wonder what the Thundara would do against them, actually. I mean, I've been using Thundaga, but that might actually be overkill because of elemental weaknesses. Also, I should note that if we had a sword that could deal elemental damage, that would actually be really helpful, but we actually don't have anything like that. So that's unfortunate. Let's see what Thundara does. I'm curious. Okay. That almost one-shots everything. Not quite a full one-shot, so I guess we have to stick to Thundaga if we actually want to speed this up. Apparently they have very little health. Anyway, now we have to go to the upper left corner by just going this way. And lo and behold, more treasure. Again, very specific movement patterns on purpose to maximize, like, time. So basically, if I step on the tiles to the left and below this current treasure chest, we get into a battle. So I'm intentionally stepping around that and going to the right side of the treasure chest. For reference, you fight a white shark or water elemental. Not too dangerous, just a little bit of a time killer. Wow, 6 hit without haste. That's pretty good, actually. Light axe. We may need that someday, but for now, not so much. There are elementals that really don't factor in much, like Now, light. How much is really weak to light other than ghosts? And just undead in general. Okay, that actually did a fair amount of damage for some reason. And dead. That's great. Okay. I obviously am not playing carefully enough. Also, I should note, in later Final Fantasies, Rays is actually known as... life is known as Rays. So, if you are like, what's life? That's why I keep stopping. Like, why whenever I say life, I'm like, okay, where's Rays? And why I'm sort of hesitating with menu management, because I just am not used to all the naming conventions in this game. Okay, in this we have another shark, I think. So we're gonna step around that middle tile and just okay, hi. What's up? Okay. Bandaga. Again, this is just a very safe strat to get through this place as quickly as possible. We didn't even need it that time. Ribbon! Typically in RPGs, specifically Final Fantasy, ribbons heal or protect from status afflictions, though I'm not sure if that's actually the case in this game. Or if that was added later, like Final Fantasy like 3. I know 4 that's the case, but I don't know if that's the case with this game. So because Thundara will actually take out all the Sahagin chiefs, I'm only having the 2 physical attackers go after the Sahagin princes because they're the only ones that won't go down from Thundara. Also, my speed is kind of worrying me right now because literally I'm being outsped by everything, which is really not a good position to be in this kind of game. Just saying. Okay, there we go, and the exit is right up here. So we're on floor 1, which actually has no treasure in it, but it's kind of convoluted. Okay, go all around. Yeah, this floor is not fun. Trust me, trying to do this blind, not a good time. Not a good time. Wow, a lot of people just targeting the ninja this time. Not sure why. Also, something else that occurred to me is, where I am, or when I am, technically, there's a lot of debate going on right now because there's this rumor going around that Final Fantasy 15 might actually get delayed. And of course, because Versus 13 was announced 10 years ago, everyone's like, really? Another delay? So if this rumor turns out to be true, I'll probably mention it in a future episode, but if it turns out to be true, this Let's Play will actually be very conveniently timed because of the delay is supposedly, I think, to November 29? And this Let's Play is going to actually make it pretty close to November 29 at this rate. So, by complete happenstance, I actually timed this Let's Play really perfectly. Again, when I started this Let's Play, I had no idea Final Fantasy 15 was being delayed, so it's just a weird, lucky coincidence that this Let's Play may come out pretty close in time. Or maybe I'm secretly telepathic. Like Xenoblade. No, for the last time, and actually the first time, I will not do a Let's Play of Xenoblade. Actually, no, this isn't the first time. I've actually had this asked of me before. I've been asked to Let's Play Xenoblade in the past, and I've been like, I'll think about it. I actually plan to play X, except, yeah. X is really, really long. So, yeah. Problem. I'm not confident I can actually finish this boss in, 5 minutes. And more like 6 minutes. So, I think we're actually ending here. I know it's a really short episode, but, we'll probably... Yeah, we're not gonna make up for it soon. There's nothing really that more to do other than the boss, and I have a feeling it'll take a while, so... Even though this is the easiest boss in the game, I'm not feeling confident that I can finish it that fast. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Final Fantasy 1.